Hey guys, welcome back. Today we are going to progress our balance and our body weight exercises, all with a concept called three-dimensional functional movements. So the biggest thing I want to introduce you today is what are three dimensions. So our body can move in three dimensions in general, and any combination of all of those. So for example, forward, backward, side to side, and rotation or rotation. So for example, if I am swinging a bat, that's a lot of rotation. If I'm running, that's a lot of that forward backward motion, or what we'll call the sagittal plane. And then if we're doing some cutting and moving from side to side, that's called our frontal plane. And we can combine all of those together to think of coupling all these motions together. So what we're going to learn today is just progression of our single leg balance. So we're going to think of finding home first, and Jordy's here going to help us today. So we're going to find home, and that means that our foot is going to stay stationary at home as compared to our moving foot. So we have our home leg and our moving leg. So in this case, my left leg is going to take a step or a reach forward, and I'm going to toe touch, and then I'm going to come back. Okay, so that's again our sagittal plane. And if I go backwards, I'm going to come back to this middle. If I go side and come back home, and side and come back home, now that's our frontal plane. And if I turn and turn, that's our transverse plane. So think of when we're doing that turning, that we're turning about 90 degrees and turning about 90 degrees. So don't just try to reach across. Think of actually turning your foot even 90 degrees there. Okay? And then we're going to switch legs. So we're going to do one forward, toe touch, toe touch, toe touch, toe touch, rotation, rotation, and then back home. Okay, so I did actually move a little bit quickly through all of those, so if that's too challenging, all you have to do is come back home and pause and go back and pause and side and pause. But if it's not too difficult for you, go ahead and try to come back home and balance, and then go right to the next one. Balance, 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 and balance. Okay, now to challenge that, what we're going to progress is to a no touch. Okay, so we just did a toe touch, and now we're going to progress to a no touch. So a no touch would be that we're going to stand at home, right single leg, no touch, no touch. And at this point, I want you guys to see just how far you can challenge yourselves. How far to the side can you go? And no touch, and no touch. Now if that one, you got a couple options on this one. You can go and reach in front, or you can reach behind. Okay, you're going to obviously be able to reach behind a little bit more than you can in the front, but both are good. They're going to challenge some of the front butt and side butt a little bit different. Okay, and then a no touch, you're going to reach as far as you can. Good, come back to the middle, and then reach as far as you can here. So you can see what was my worst plane of motion there is actually that transverse plane or rotation. That is probably one of the most challenging for a lot of people, so a lot of that rotational motion. So switch legs, go ahead and no touch, reach as far as you can. Think of yourself loading those core muscles there, reaching back, no touch, back home, and no touch either to the back or to the front, and then rotate and rotate. Okay, we're going to change that now from balance exercise to a body weight lunge exercise. So we're going to start back on that right leg and do a forward lunge, and then come back home, and we're going to put our foot down. Go back, come back home, side, come back home, side, come back home, rotate, come back home, and rotate, come back home. Okay? Now to challenge that as a balance exercise, oh, sorry, let's switch legs first. You're gonna forward lunge, home, backwards lunge, home, side lunge, home, side lunge, kind of a curtsy lunge, home, turn, and back home. Okay? Now to challenge that as a balance exercise, you're not going to touch back at home. You're just going, I'm going to start back on my right leg as at home. I'm going to lunge, balance, lunge, balance, lunge, and shifting our weight, balance, lunge, curtsy, balance, turn, lunge, balance. Good. Last one here, left leg. Come back to balance, backwards, balance, side, balance, curtsy, balance, rotate, balance. Oop, I needed a toe touch there. And rotate and balance. Now to challenge that, I'm just going to make my lunge a little deeper. For example, I might come all the way down, all the way down, and all the way down, and all the way down. Okay? So challenge that as best as you can. We're going to practice that three-dimensional balance and lunge today and over the next several days. And then what we're going to be able to do is progress to some weight. Okay? So I've got these weights here, and you're going to see that in the next video. Progression of our 3D lunge matrix and our balance and core exercises. So look forward to those in one of our upcoming videos. Thanks, guys. Have a good one.